Well, hi there. Welcome to my neck of the woods. How you doing today? Doing alright? Hope so. If you clicked on this video, you're probably expecting some sage advice on improving in art, or learning something new. If that's what you're looking for, then good job. That's what we're hopefully gonna do. Just a little bit about me before we get started, because it's my first ever tutorial, quote-unquote tutorial. I've been drawing for the better part of 15 years. I have attended art school, but I'm also primarily self-taught. Most of those years drawing, I was just following internet videos, as you probably are now, and it led me down the path to where I am now. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, that's up to you to decide, really. But for the most part, I've noticed, well, okay, not really noticed, but there's been some things that I've picked up during my time that I don't feel like a lot of YouTubers really talk about when it comes to art and drawing and learning how to draw. Not even just learning how to draw, but just general practices that kind of help out every day. And I want to bring that to some people's attention and maybe help people improve in different ways and do different things, because art is fun. I enjoyed drawing, I enjoyed making art, and yeah. For a long time I've wanted to be an art teacher myself, but for the most part will be that's kind of hard to get into, so I'll settle for being a YouTube tutorial artist, I guess. So if you'll follow me over here, we'll get to my my art program. Now, if you're on a computer, I highly recommend, if you don't want to spend any money on a program, get Metabang Paint Pro. It's completely free. It's like Fire Alpaca. It has really good options and really good brushes. It has customizable brushes, and it's got a pretty decent layout too. This is the program that I use to make my comic series, Vanguard. It's available over on Webtoons. I'm not making it anymore. I quit around the time I went to art school. But I've been using this program for years, and it's my most comfortable. But realistically, whatever you need to use for this is whatever you're gonna get. Well, you know what I mean, I hope. Realistically, all you need is a piece of paper and a pencil, and I'm gonna show you something really basic. I think that's the best place to start today, is that starting with something really simple, something really basic, and just a general, in my opinion, really fun way of like playing around and getting improved in art and all that fun stuff. Should be noted, even with my background, I'm not perfect. And by no means am I gonna say that you have to do this or this is the #1 way to do things, but I've noticed, I guess I should start drawing, huh? Something that I've noticed with a lot of art tutorials, because again, growing up, I was watching them like crazy. You would usually get people who would be like, alright, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna draw, I'm on professional art streamer here, you're gonna draw a circle. And then you're going to draw a line, then you're going to draw another circle, then you're going to draw another circle, and then you're going to add detail to it. And it's like, and then you're going to do like this, boom, boom, boom. And it's like, oh, there's a body forming. And you kind of get lost in the sauce a little bit when you start drawing like this, because what'll happen is your proportions will get all messed up. Sometimes you'll have people that tell you to draw, like, where's this guy's neck? Where did that go? Again, you've probably seen these if you watch, like Draw with Jazza. I love his content. He's a really good dude. I've been watching him for years and years. He's actually the first like art tutorial I ever watched that I followed. So I highly recommend his content. But you get something like this, and it's like, oop, there's a person. It's like, boom, But normal people following this for the first time, especially when I was first starting out, I didn't really know what the hell I was doing. So, of course, you know, I would end up drawing bodies. Hold on, I have to figure out where I am. Bodies that, like, everything was too long. Or, like, really skinny. Right? And I'd be like, this doesn't look right at all. But I'd still think things looked pretty okay. And people liked what I drew. It wasn't a problem or anything. But my proportions were all janky. And this was a me thing. I'm not saying this is happening to you. This is purely a me thing. But the circle, and the other circle, and then the other circle, and then the circles. A lot of circles. People would draw a lot of circles. And even now, I can't kind of untrain myself to get back into that mindset of where I once was, where I was struggling with anatomy. Actually, do yourself a favor and listen to my reverse psychology for a moment. If you go to my old DeviantArt, if I can find it, okay, yeah, if you go, I'm going to write it down here for you, to Tenvian Rabbit on DeviantArt, and take a look at my old gallery. And I mean like my old gallery, not the stuff that was uploaded back in like 2019. I mean all the way back like 2016. Going all the way back to 2016, even 2017. You'll see that I was really struggling with anatomy and figuring things out there. Don't worry, I am one of you. I am not a perfect artist. Nor should any artist ever claim that they are perfect. But this has led me to where I am now, and I'm going to show you a fun thing that you can do to help you both improve proportions, character design, a bunch of other things. And it's something I like to call the advanced skeleton. Not skeleton, stick figure. The advanced stick figure. This is my own video. It's unscripted, by the way, in case you can't tell. Now, everybody on this earth has drawn a stick figure at one point in their life. You know, you draw a circle, you draw a line, draw another line, boom, boom. Stick figure. Or if you want to get like really archaic with it, boom. Or the people that do the circle and then they do the line and then the arms between, boom. Stick figure. Right? Everybody loves a good stick figure. And then they would have like the bubble coming out of them like this. Now, if you were like a crazy good art kid, you knew that you would do this, right? Yeah, and that's how you would do the classical stick figure. But I'm gonna show you an advanced stick figure. It's very simple, and again, you just saw it a few minutes ago, and you've probably seen it before, but you probably haven't given it much mind, or you have. I can't really claim what you know and what you don't know. I don't know who this video is going to reach. So what you do is you start with the circle. Then you draw a line. Then you draw another 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 line. Then another line. Then another line. Then another line. Then another line. And another line. Boom! That's a person. That's just a dude. Or a girl. Who knows? But immediately, you have human proportions. Now, of course, you know, everybody is shaped differently. Not everybody is like this. This is as average can get. You know, and I understand that there are different body types, and they're really fun, but this is your, like, bread and butter. You start with this, you can do anything. Like, for instance, we're going to draw a circle. And all we're going to do is this top line here, we're just going to make that a little wider. Right? And then we're still doing that, and we're still doing that, and we're still doing the little leggies. He's got really thin legs. But then we're going to draw the arms out here. Boom! That's a big buff guy. That's a really buff guy. And then we can do the opposite angle of it, where we draw the head again. Draw the neck, right, and the shoulders are about the same length, but then we're going to make the hips really big. And then we're gonna do this. Damn. That stick figure kind of thick. See, and what this is supposed to represent realistically, in a more art school kind of sense, is figure drawing. And of course, we all know figure drawing. We're all character creators for the most part. I would assume. Most artists looking for tutorials on YouTube, and especially if you've come here, you're looking to learn how to do character design or figure out how to draw human anatomy a little bit better. Which kudos to you, of course. But again, this is the thing that I notice a lot. At least when I was growing up, things might have changed, but you would get people talking about, you know, constructing the body. So let's draw, for instance, like, you know, this, and then that, and then like a little bit of this, right? You would get people that would just kind of tell you, like, oh yeah, just like draw like this, or they would have you do the circle to the circle to the circle to the circle to the circle, right? And then it's just kind of like combining everything together. These are all well and good, of course, and of course this is stuff that you have to do when you actually start drawing. These are how you fill out a form and fill out, you know, a character. But rarely do I ever see them actually push figure drawing on people. And figure drawing is really important. Something that I learned in school, because we had to do nude figure drawings, which is really weird, is that when you're pressed for time, you need to like bang out something really quick. So like a line and another line and then like a leg. Somehow that's a person. But also, technically, if we do all this, right? Like, hold on, we gotta do the thing. Like, that's a person hanging out on a thing. Suddenly there's perspective, there's all this stuff, but it's like, let's put an arm there and like a hand here. Boom! There's like a thing there! Now again, this isn't impressive, this isn't pretty, this isn't spectacular, and none of these by far could be called finished. And that's the most important thing that I think I want to push on people who are learning art, is it's okay not to finish something. It's okay to just like kind of have a general sketch or a general little doodle. Those are fine. There's no problem in, you know, not having something complete. Which is why these little guys are your best friends. Because you can just do a little pose. You're not worried about what clothing they wear. You're not worried about what their sword looks like. You're not worried about what their backstory is and all this extra fluff that, while good, and on one hand is really important to making a character, it's not holding you back, is the best way to put it. If I wanted to draw a full character, and I have to worry about actual design, and I have to worry about proportions and what they look like, I'm losing that kind of raw emotional edge that you kind of get when it comes to just sketching. Again, this video is not designed for you to walk in here and walk away becoming a master artist. This is just supposed to give you something to kind of think about if you're like in class and you need to doodle in the side of your sketchbook to pass the time, or you know, you're thinking about doing something as a warm-up but you're not really sure where to go. Banging out some of these really quick is super easy and super simple, and you can really build off of them pretty easily, because that's what they're designed to do. These are the you know, the little armatures that, you know, your grandmother probably had, that have like the body and they've got like the arm and the like ball joint, but they never like worked. You know, you would try to get them to like stand normal and they would just like not know how to do that. Like these little dudes, you know what I mean? That's basically what you're drawing. It's just one of these. Let's give him some strings. He's a Pinocchio right now. So, especially when I go into drawing, I always start with these kinds of forms. Because you can get really good poses out of, you know, just kind of a few lines in a circle. If you want to get really complex with it, you can turn the torso into a square. Let's figure out where that's going to go. But see, I'm not worried about getting this arm to look right. Or, you know, this hand isn't proper. I can draw a square for that. I'm just worried about how these lines are all going to line up. Get it? Line up? Haha. And this is so low, not effort, but like low stakes. You know what I mean? If I mess up one of these, who cares? You can get a lot of emotion out of them. You know, you can give them like props and stuff. Here, I'll give this guy a sword. Like he'll be holding a sword out like here. Boom, he has a prop. It doesn't need any like complex design or anything. Something that I feel is kind of hurting a lot of modern artists is the perception of perfection, because that's always harmed artists. It's harmed me back in the day, still does. Of course it does. I'm a filmmaker. Every frame needs to be perfect. But we're all worried about making something perfect and pretty and beautiful, which is why AI art has become such a problem, is because it's so quick and easy to make something that's perceivable as perfect. When, for me, I prefer imperfection now. I actually really love when something doesn't look right, or something is like a little skewed. I don't hate it, because imperfection is better and more human. Alright, so for instance, let's do, I don't know, I'm going to use one of my characters as a reference. I'm not actually going to pull them up, so I'm not even looking at them. I'm just doing this purely off of the rip of my head. And I'm going to do a little, so she's going to be like sliding on the ground. So here's the ground. She's going to be sliding on the ground with a sword in her hand. Okay? I'm going to do my character from my new film that I'm working on. But to start with it, I'm going to show you literally how this kind of advanced skeleton can really start off really simple and really kind of ugly and turn into something kind of better. And I'm not going to finish this. I'm not going to line art it. I'm not going to go crazy with color. I'm not even going to speed up right now. I'm going to show you in real time how easy this is to kind of like get something to work with at all. So we're going to have her slide. So we're actually going to start with her foot. So we're here. Here's her hip. Boom. And she's got kind of wide hips, so we can throw that in. And then this kind of goes over here. Boom. This already is really like active. And then we're actually going to start with her head, because her head is going to be lower down because she's actually kind of like, you know, foreshortening. And we're going to draw her shoulder off of her head. And we're going to have an arm like here. Again, I've practiced a lot, so I have like automatic foreshortening in my head. But realistically, this kind of stuff, again, even without, you know, my background or knowing any of this, you can already see that all of this together. Here, we'll have her like, yeah, we'll put it over her back. We'll put her hand here, give or take. Boom. So already, using just lines in the circle and this method, we've drawn a pretty impressive pose. And now I'm gonna really quickly go over it with like actual detail, quote unquote detail. But see, we're gonna crunch up her, we're gonna give her a body. as you've probably seen in other tutorials. We're gonna give her a bit of thickness to the arm. She has like big hands, like big doofy hands. So we're gonna kind of elongate those, and then we're also gonna do thickness of this arm here. So boom. Then we're gonna do her legs. Boom. This kind of area is where the crotch is, so that's where the legs are gonna split. And then we're gonna give her little nubbies for feets, because I love little nubbies for feets. Boom and boom. We're actually gonna tighten this up a little more. And then she wears a big cloak, so we're gonna actually cover up most of the work that we just did with a big cloak. Here, we'll do that. And then we'll kind of like boop-a-doop. Boop-a-doop. Yeah, we'll give her a big cape. It's kind of like fanning out a lot because she's sliding. She's got little pants. She's got a cute oversized belt and a bag. And then that's all of that. And then she's just kind of like wearing a tank top underneath. Boom and boom. And then we can do this little cross over the face. Again, you've probably seen that before. This is definitely not like supposed to be baby's first YouTube tutorial. If you managed to get here first, I'm sorry. I don't know how you found me, but I hope you stick around because I'll probably go into more detail about all this. And then she's got these 3 little spikes, and she's got big bunny ears. And she's got like a big doofy face. There she is. Ah, ain't she adorable? She's got like a little cross there, a little doot and doot doot doot. Boom! Now again, this all stemmed from this little underground, this. And before I wrap up, because again, this is just like a really quick video. See, like that. I'm actually going to go into a few little notes about actually doing these kinds of figures, because before you get into these more dynamic poses, you should absolutely start with just having them stand. So even in this one that I just did, again, we're going off of averages. We're not trying to mimic any sort of body type. We're going purely stock standard. Like, you know, you open up a biology book, this is what the picture of a human is going to look like. So what's going to happen is that the size from your head to your hips is going to be roughly the same size. If I grab this should be the same size as this. Your hips to your legs. Roughly the same size. There's a little bit of space and a little bit of give that you can give to that, but it's fine. Your shoulders should be about, for a male, should be about the same as, you know, your hips, or you know, masculine bodies, whatever the correct term is that for that. In school, we always just referred to it as a male body. For feminine bodies, it's a bit different. The hips can actually be wider, or in some cases just a smidge wider, or they can be the same. Honestly, body types are interesting, but the more important one is that your arms are going to go from shoulder to hip. So this is about where your hand actually starts, is around your hip area. So again, this is as stock standard as you can get with these kinds of figures. But you can get a lot of leverage out of them, surprisingly. You can get, here, let's have this guy like kind of kick it. He's like, I don't care about you. See? Look how much sass these lines have. You can do this. That's the most important part, is that you can absolutely do this. Everybody can do this. It's just that some people don't want to. And again, these are so... I did show this, but this shouldn't be, what you're trying to do. You should be doing this. This is more of a demonstration of an exercise that you can do for free and in your own time, for fun. Takes no time at all. You can bang out like 10 of these in like maybe 2 minutes. You can get one like sitting down. Boom. It's pretty easy. Again, if you want to get like crazy, you can put like a little like crosshair where their faces should be, or like where they're looking, and just kind of mess with it, because no matter how good or bad you are at art, or feel that you are at art, doing these little things and adjusting small little things is gonna help you kind of understand better body language, better posing, better proportions. For instance, if we take this guy, this sassafras, right, and we get rid of this cross as best as we can, considering, right? So now he's judging the ground. Now he's looking up. Now he's looking over there. So you can get a lot of leverage out of just, a few lines. I'm not even getting rid of anything else. I'm just literally moving where the positions of his face would end up being. But this is all you need. If you can draw the Squid Game card, aka a circle, a triangle, and a square, you can draw anything. Not even kidding. You can draw a circle, triangle, square, boom. Anything. Does not matter what it is. But I want you to start with a circle and a couple of lines. Make a dude. Just make a dude. If you want your dude to be all like wiggly, like in like Adventure Time, make a wiggly dude. If you want like a really blocky dude, make that stuff as rigid as you can get. I am not gonna stop you. Look at this cowboy. We'll even give him a hat. Boom! Again. These videos that I want to start making are not designed to teach you how to draw anything perfectly. This is not supposed to teach you how to, make a wonderful piece of art, or even, make a full illustration. These are just meant to get you comfortable with not finishing things, playing around, and just kind of messing about. Make ugly stuff. Don't make perfect stuff. If you hunt down perfect stuff, you're never going to be happy with the things that you make. Like, look at this little cowboy dude. I would absolutely take a little picture of him and send him to all my friends, because of how, like, look at him. I'm going to give him like a little holster for a gun. Heck yeah. Now I'm going to get copyright claimed, not copyright claimed, but age restricted on YouTube. Ain't that great? If you've made it this far into the video, almost 30 minutes in, I have to give you credit. I know this hasn't been one of the best videos that has ever been made, but I really hope that seeing this and understanding what I'm talking about and kind of, being here has given you a bit of an idea of messing around with this kind of idea. And maybe you might apply it to your own art in your own time, or do something different with it, but you gotta play around with things. You just gotta mess about. Don't be perfect. Just have fun. I think with that, I'm actually gonna swap over back to my room. Again, don't be perfect. Just have fun. I'll be back with more, probably better written and better example art tutorials. This is just the starter one, because again, this is as foundation gets. This isn't even the concrete of the house. This is purely the dirt the house is about to be built around. Because you gotta know how to draw something like this to get into anything crazier. And we'll slowly work our way out of doing these silly things to more, you know, prettier looking things. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please like, please subscribe. It helps out the channel, of course. You've heard that spiel a million times before. I do stream Final Fantasy XIV and a little bit of Destiny 2, mostly during the weekdays. I also make films on this channel. I mentioned my comic earlier. It's not still going, but you know, it's something that you can read. And you can follow me on my Twitter. That's where I post updates about streaming that, and also where I post most of my art when I finish it. So thank you for watching, and I hope that you learned anything at all, even though this video was 30 minutes of basically nothing. My bad. I hope you have a good day, good night, or good afternoon, whatever, and if you sneeze during this video, bless you. Goodbye. Peace.